Good evening, guys, girls. Rob here with you this evening, along with Harris, along with Keith, along with Brian, and along with Tim. And we may have Mike show up in just a moment. I don't know. We will see if he will pop in here with us. He may well show up for us. And I see we're on TV already over here on the side too. So we're in a little tape delay over there. This week,
this is the only show on YouTube where 5 of People Magazine's 50 of the sexiest men alive. You know.
Oh yeah, 5 of the sexiest men alive. You are seeing them right here. And only one could carry a beard. Well, that's me. Yeah. All right. We sucked this week. We absolutely sucked to join out. I went 10-12. Harris and Tim 9-13 respectively. Michael and Brian 8-14. Mom is watching us, and we're in a tape delay. So my mouth's moving over there, and I'm not talking. That's pretty funny.
Think about like a Bruce Lee movie from back in the day.
Rob, Harris, and Tim, we all missed our locks this week. Michael Peterson, he got his lock of, was it Oklahoma he went? No?
Michael just has a knack of.
Yeah, he went with Oklahoma.
Success.
And Brian, who'd you go with, Brian? Who was your lock?
Utah. Utah.
Yeah, Utah. They put a shutout of Southern Utah. So that's our records. Straight up, I mean, that's our college records right now. Also tonight, folks, we're going to dedicate this show to my dad. He passed away this past Sunday, and that's Papa Rob right there, folks. And we're going to dedicate this show tonight to him. He was 90 years old. If he had made it to October 4th, he would have been 91. So he's in a better place. We're going to do 6 college games today, and then we'll swap over and we'll go to the pros. Whatever Mike misses, we will also come back with him. Brian will keep up with our straight-up picks in the NFL. We'll have straight-up, and we'll have by the odds. We're going to start with Harris. We got number 4 Texas. They're going to go on the road to play Michigan this week. Texas is a 6.5-point favorite. Take it away, Harris.
I don't care what the rankings are here. It's tough to come in and play in Michigan. I'm going to take Texas to win the game, but Michigan will cover points.
All right. And only in college, we're just going to worry about the cover. So you go take Michigan in 6.5.
I'm going to take Michigan.
All righty. Go for it, Mr. Keith.
Everything Harris said there's pretty accurate. Probably. I'm going to still take a little bit of a chance here and go with Texas, given the points.
All right. 6.5. Not even a touchdown. So you're all good there. How about it, Brian? Split the difference here.
Michigan could not get a running game going against Fresno State. Same token, their defensive line only allowed 9 yards rushing. A new team at Michigan. And when I saw Texas, I watched that game. They have an overwhelming offensive line. They've got a fantastic offensive line. And then Ewers, the quarterback, he's one of the top probably 4 or 5 quarterbacks out there. And Arch Manning got some time, and he played 2 drives and scored 2 touchdowns in the game. So I've got Texas to cover and win.
All right. Tim, he's up in Big Ten country. What are you thinking, brother?
Yeah, this is in the big house?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
6.5, and Texas is favored.
Well, to be fair, you can't always go by, Michigan had a poor running game week 1 that's going to carry over to week 2. There can be, I'm sure there's going to be adjustments. I think I'm going to go with Harris. I'll take Michigan to cover, but Texas to win.
I said it last week. I still think Texas and Oklahoma are still the whipping boys for somebody every year, but not Michigan this time. I don't know what tells me this. Quinn Ewers The offensive line, I tell you what, that defensive line of Texas is pretty tough too. And if they don't allow Michigan to run the football, I think Michigan could be in a world of trouble. This is one right here. This is gonna be one. I'm gonna throw it out there. And I think the ice is gonna break when I hit the water. 20-point loss. I think Texas beats them by 20. I'll take 6.5, and I'll give a 6.5 away. I'll take Texas on the road. We go to Keith. Tennessee, number 15 in the country. They throw a 69 burger last week on a team. They're 7.5-point favorites this week. They're going to number 24, NC State. And NC State had a little bit of problems there with West Carolina. So what are you thinking, my friend? They're at home. NC State's at home.
What was the line again? 7.5?
7.5.
And Tennessee played who?
Tennessee didn't play nobody good. They played Chattanooga and won 69-3. But NC State, they played West Carolina and they beat them 38-21.
I think I'm going to kind of go with what Harris and Tim said on the last game. Only this time I'm going to do it taking NC State with the points, but that Tennessee will find a way to narrowly win the game.
Okay.
Probably show an improvement this week in NC State.
Yeah. Ryan?
I watched some of that Tennessee game, and I know they weren't playing anybody, but they're still fast. I think they lost a lot, but they reloaded. I've got Tennessee winning the game, but NC State covering.
Okay. Brian is going to take NC State on our picks right here. Tim?
No, I if Western Carolina is going to do that to NC State, I think that the speed factor is too much for NC State. I think Tennessee will take this by 17 points.
Yeah, it's this one right here. I think you'll be over with by halftime. I really do. I think NC State is in a world of hurt. I say Tennessee throws 40 on them anyway. I don't know how many. NC State may throw 24 on the board. 7.5 ain't gonna be a problem. I'll take Tennessee. I'll give up the points at NC State. Harris.
With Tennessee lacks in skill, they make up for in speed. Speed kills. Tennessee.
All righty. We got Brian coming up now. Iowa State Cyclones going to travel to Iowa, Ames, Iowa. Iowa, a 3-point favorite. What are you thinking there, Brian?
I watched some of that Iowa game. In the first quarter, it looked like the same old thing as last year, that Iowa could not move the football. So I turned it off and then find out later they won like 42-0 or something like that. They got Cade McNamara from Michigan. He's going to be a way better quarterback than they had last year. Defense is still outstanding. They do have a new OC. So I'm liking Iowa State, by the way, is not chopped liver. I got Iowa winning the game by 4, so I have them both covering and winning.
All right. Tim.
Yeah, I think Iowa wants to prove something. Plus, there's a lot of pride on both sides. But I think they sneak this one out by 6, Iowa.
We're talking about a top 10 defense from last year, bringing it over this year. And I don't think they're bad now. I think they're really good. I'm not sure they're going to be a top 10 by the year's end. But Iowa State didn't show me nothing where I think they're going to be running it up and down the field on Iowa. I think Iowa could shut this team out. I don't think they would put 40 on them, but I think they could easily win by 20. I like Iowa here. 3 points, I don't hesitate. I take a Hawkeyes. Harris.
I'm thinking this game's going to be somewhere along the lines 39-35 Iowa.
So you go take Iowa. Oh, wow, that's a lot of points, man. I don't know if I can get that many points up, but it could happen. Keith.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe more like 23-14 or something. I'm going to go with Iowa though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even sure either team will score 20 in this game.
Yeah,
But
when's the last time Iowa team has given up 35?
yeah, they haven't done it in a
Tough
while.
game.
And I'm not sure this Cyclone team is capable of putting that many points on the board against an average defense. I don't know. We'll see. Harris may be right, but I have a tendency to think if Iowa State puts 14 on the board, it's almost a win for them. But we'll see. He may be right.
None of us thought USC beat LSU either.
Yeah, we terribly wrong on that one. We're going to Tim now. Boise State taking the trip down to Oregon, number 3 Oregon, 18.5-point favorites here. Go for it, Tim.
Well, last week Boise State was part of the defense need not apply game against Georgia Southern. That's that wonderful 64-52.
Something like that, yeah.
Like that. Now, I thought that Oregon was going to maybe come out and do something against Idaho. No. So who knows? They could be a defensive team this year. Oh. I'll give Boise State, but watch Oregon will win by 17.
You're going to take
Covered by that half point.
You're going to take Boise State in the 18.5 points. Okay.
Yep,
Was
Oregon will win by
it
17.
18 and a half?
Yeah, it's 18.5. So you'll have a point and a half to spare.
And this game's at Boise, right?
No, it's at Oregon.
At Oregon. Oh, okay.
I think that's what I've got right here.
Yeah, it's at Oregon.
It's at Oregon, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to be. I'm taking the favorite here. I don't think they can lay an egg 2 weeks in a row at home. This team has got to be showing something. I think they have got. I think some style points got to play into this thing. They've got to beat Boise State by more than 20. I think they do it. Their defense is really good, and they may even get a pick 6 or 2 before it's over with. I'll say 31-10, something like that. I think it's going to be close to the line. I think Oregon will cover. I'll give up 18.5, take Oregon. Harris.
As long as they play a clean game, the penalties have got to stop. The stupid pre-snap penalties they had. They got to get them out of their game. They clean that up, they win the game handily. Oregon.
All right. Keith.
I'm going to take Boise State in the points just on a hunch here, but if that happens, maybe Oregon has their former running back Blunt on the sideline. He runs over and punches somebody in the face against Boise State again and gets in trouble.
All right. Brian.
How about that little running back for Boise State, Jonty, scoring 6 touchdowns? If he does anything near that against Oregon, then he really will be something. I see Oregon not being stopped by Boise State. I think Oregon is going to run up a lot of points. They'll win by 3 touchdowns. Oregon.
So you'll take Oregon?
Mhm.
All right. Next, coming my way now, we got Arkansas, the Razorbacks, heading to Oklahoma State, number 17 in the country. Oklahoma State, an 8.5-point favorite going into this weekend. And they put it to South Dakota State pretty good, but it took them a while to do it before they cranked into gear. Something tells me this is just a woodshed fight right here, and I'm not sure Oklahoma State's ready for it. 8.5, I think it's too much. I think maybe they're 2 field goals better, maybe 7 points. I'm taking Arkansas. I'll take the dog here, the road dog. Harris.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to take the home team just because they're at home this week. If Arkansas had been at home, I'd take Arkansas.
All right. Gotcha. Keith.
I think they might getting like small hailstones or something out there. When Arkansas is playing somebody outside of their own conference, I just have a hard time, giving them a lot of points. Usually, so I don't. Hey, there's Michael. I don't.
There's Michael.
I don't really know much about
sorry. I am
Arkansas so
sorry.
far, but
I got
I'll
it.
go ahead and take Arkansas in the points.
I thought
Rob, I'm
like,
sorry for your. First of all, I'm sorry for
Okay.
your loss.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
No
And hey,
problem.
we're gonna let you catch up, Mike, in just a second, okay? Right now, this is what we're working on. We're working
Okay.
on the college game.
Oh, that's good.
Arkansas and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State 8.5-point favorites. And we're at Brian, and we're gonna come back around to you in a second. Go for it, Brian.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Hold on,
whoa,
Michael.
Hold on,
Michael,
Mike.
it's not
We'll
on
go
you
to
yet.
Brian first, and then come over to you.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Okay.
gotcha.
Hi, Brian.
Hi. Oklahoma State last year was so inconsistent. They lost to a couple of weak teams, but yet made it to the Big 12 championship game. This game is almost a pick'em game for me. I got Oklahoma State winning by 9, so by half a point, I'm going for Oklahoma State.
All righty. Tim.
I don't really have a dog in the fight. Let's go. The Harris Jessup way. The home team, take them to cover.
All right. All right, Michael. Arkansas and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State 8.5-point favorites.
First of all, it's going to be kind of difficult because all these games last week, how many of them were blowouts? A majority of them. There might have been 2 or 3 upsets the whole time. Arkansas, when you score 10 times on your first 10 drives, that shows me something. They scored on their first 10 drives, and that's why it was 70-0. They're lucky they didn't have an 11th or 12th drive, and if they did, they probably played their 4th string. Oklahoma State, I don't know too much how good they're going to be this year. I think they're going to be one of those inconsistent teams like they do. So I think Arkansas is going to blow them out. Arkansas.
All right. Mike, also, Boise State and Oregon. Oregon 18.5-point home favorites.
Are they playing on the Oregon field or the blue field?
Oregon. They're
Oregon.
playing in Oregon. Oregon 18.5-point
Oregon. So
favorites.
it's to me. I know it was a close game for Oregon. It's Boise State. I like Boise State, but Oregon's the better team. They got their fans, and that makes it easier for me. Give me Oregon.
All right. Iowa State at Iowa. Iowa, a 3-point favorite.
Yes, a rivalry game. What did I take? I'm trying to think of what I took in that one. I know I took that one. I think that it's gonna be a close game, but who's the home team? Iowa.
Iowa and -3. They're just 3-point favorite. Yep.
Oh, so 3-point favorite. That means it's an even game. Let's go with the underdog. Let's go with Iowa State.
All right. Tennessee, 7.5-point favorites on the road at NC State.
Yeah, I saw that game. NC State and Tennessee. I think Tennessee is going to wake up and continue what they've been doing. I think they have a lot on their mind. I think they have a lot of pride to deal with. So I think they're just going to blow right through this game because there are more important games for them to worry about. And I'll take the Volunteers.
Texas, 6.5-point favorites going to the Big House in Michigan.
Oh, going to the Big House. And that game's going to be, in my world, it's going to be on TV. Is it an actual game? Probably. Michigan's a tough team. You know, Texas has problems against out-of-conference, out-of-state teams. So I don't know if it's
they're in the same conference now.
I know it's just a conference game. This is true.
No, Texas is in the SEC.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's right. They're in the SEC. They're not in the Big Ten. That's right. SEC, Big Ten. I'm sorry. Thank you.
It is. Yeah, it's SEC
Thank
Big
you, Steve.
Ten. I don't know. the Big Ten, everybody says the Big Ten is strong. It may be a close game. So if it's a close game, you got to take the points. So give me the underdog in Texas.
All righty. Whoa. They're not the underdog. Michigan's
Texas is
the underdog.
No, then I'll take Texas and give the points.
Oh, okay. I had to line that up because you was talking about, okay, I want the dog, and then you said, I'll take Texas. I'm like, no.
You sure you want to give the points, Michael?
All right.
Yeah, I'll give. Hello, Keith. Yes, I would like to give the points.
You got your lock this week, Mike, and
I did.
we'll go back. We'll go back and we'll talk about
What was
that
my
at
lock?
the end.
What was my lock last week?
Your lock was was it Linden? No, it won't. Lindenwood Prison.
Oh yeah, Kansas.
No,
Yes.
it won't. Because we missed that one. You took Oklahoma over
Oh
Temple.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was.
the Temple.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I forgot.
Let's
Let's
start with
you know,
Brian right
this-
here.
You know
We're
the
gonna
best
start with
game of the week. I got to watch the best game of the weekend last weekend.
Ah,
I got to watch my local Abilene Christian University give Texas Tech one hell of a game and lost the game. It was a great game to watch. It really was,
Good
because
deal.
it went into overtime. Tech lost, but you know what? It was good. And then unfortunately what happened afterwards was
Did they get in a fight?
I think Michael froze up on us.
no, I'm here.
You
Yeah,
froze.
no, there was a big bus accident after the game.
Oh.
Some drunk driver hit the bus. Okay,
Oh,
kid was 19 years old. Hit the first bus in which the coach was on. Four people got injured, and everybody is fine. And
And then Scotty
it was
Scheffler went driving by.
Scotty
no,
Scheffler.
the drunk drivers behind jail, baby.
Tell those
So
injured I got good attorneys.
Keith White
The
is so
drunk
wrong.
driver. The drunk driver. I have a whole speech about that. Not tonight.
Thursday night NFL, we're going over to Brian. We're going to let him start us off. Ravens, 3-point dogs, heading to the Chiefs. Brian, who do you like here? And the points or no points, whichever way.
We know who Brian's going to take. Come on.
All right. The Ravens had a lot of turnover. They lost a key player on every level of the defense. And they do have 4 key players back, but they did lose a lot of talent on that defense. The biggest problem I see with the Ravens, though, coming into this game is they got 3 new starters on the offensive line. And one of them has never started an NFL game. The other one has only started 5. The center had an injury that he was nursing over preseason, so he had to "Please Don't Hit Me" jersey on all preseason. And none of them played together, and none of them played it down in preseason. So now they're going to come out and play the Chiefs. I'm picking Kansas City.
All right.
I'm picking Kansas City
Yeah, well, obviously, if you're picking Kansas City, you're picking them to win too. Then
to win them.
so we got you to win and straight up. All right, Tim.
Well, to be fair, even with a porous offensive line, you still have a very mobile quarterback. Lamar may have to win this with his feet. And with the opening game jitters that the Chiefs had last year against the Lions, kind of gets me a little worried, especially when, is Rice going to play? I believe he is.
Wood's not playing. Rice will play.
Rice will play, okay. But to me, it's like, I'm just for giggles. I'm going to go with the Ravens to win and cover.
All right, Mike.
Before I make my pick, I want to ask the genius over on the second genius on the right. Are we over or under on 11.5 wins for your team?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a much better feeling about them coming into the season than I had last year. Last year I was pretty worried. This year their offense is going to be completely different. Their style of offense will be completely different. And they have, when they go after something like after the Tampa Super Bowl, they needed to fix the offensive line. They got it done. Then they needed to fix the next year. They needed to fix the defensive backfield. They got it done in 1 year. And now it's the wide receiver room, and that's yet to be seen. But they're not going to drop 50 passes like they did last year.
Oh yeah, they cut him already. That's why.
If you think about it, the Chiefs, I know people are sick and tired of the Chiefs winning, but they've been to 4 Super Bowls in the last 5 years, and it could have been 6 Super Bowls. If D Ford doesn't line up offsides, they would have gone to that Super Bowl. And if Chris Jones didn't miss that sack tackle on Joe Burrow in the Cincinnati championship game, they would have gone to that Super Bowl. So now we're talking 6 Super Bowls they would have been in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
This team knows how to win. They're 15-3 in the playoffs. Yeah, I think they're
What's
going
the
over 11
answer?
wins.
It's gonna go over. Good. I gotta take it. Now about the game. The game itself for me, I already know who you picked. That was like a no-brainer. All right. This is what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a play called, and it's gonna be called by the Kansas City offense, and Mahomes is gonna get the ball, and somebody's gonna go out and catch the ball. 87. All right. This is gonna be like one of 8 catches that he's gonna have, and then he's gonna go back and he's gonna say, that was a great catch. What happened? Oh, Taylor gave us that play because she gave us a bunch of plays to give to Mahomes. And we used that play, and I got 20 yards out of it. So that's one of the many reasons why Lamar is.
Michael, you're making my cat angry down here.
Who wins, Mike?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
course.
You know what? I'm of this thinking. First week of the season, what is easier to do? Hand the ball off and run the football, or timing plays with the offense, throwing the football that probably haven't done very much against any other defense all this year. I'm with Tim here. I like your Ravens straight up in this ball game. I think that the timing of any team that has to come out and start throwing the football early, it takes a week or two. I just think I'll take your Ravens here. I think it's a low-scoring game. I think they win the game and cover.
That's what, Rob. I think.
They win the game. I think they win outright, but they get points anyway.
Rob, on the running, I think you're absolutely right. They only handed the ball off the running back 6 times in the championship game. So you can bet 100% they're going to come with a running game plan.
Yeah.
I thought last year Ricard would lead the way. They didn't use Ricard last year. This year it's going to be a heavy dose of Ricard, and I think it's going to be a heavy dose of 2 tight end sets with Lively and Andrews. And they're going to come at the Chiefs with power. They gave up 4.5 yards per rush last year.
Yeah.
And that's how they're going to try to win the game.
Harris?
This is going to be a tight game, and what's going to happen is Harbaugh is going to have a 4th and 1 in field goal range. Instead of going for a field goal, he's going to go for it. They're not going to convert. Kansas City wins the game by 2.
So you will take your Ravens in. You will take your Ravens.
I'm taking Kansas City to win by 2.
All right.
Sorry.
So you'll get
Are you starting to hint to us that Harbaugh is going to get fired?
Harbaugh sucks.
I know. I was waiting. I'm waiting. That's why you have to say that.
But he has taken Baltimore in the points, though. Okay. All right. Keith.
Playing at Arrowhead, I'm not going to go with the Ravens. I'll go with the Chiefs. 3 isn't too big a number, so I don't expect them to win by double figures, but they could win by 5 or 6 points, maybe even a touchdown.
Gotcha. Tim, Friday game now. How about this one? This one is on a special package. I think
It's on the Bird.
NFL Network will cover
No,
2.
It's on the Bird.
Peacock.
Oh, really?
It's on the Bird.
Yeah, the
Oh,
boy.
Peacock. I'd actually heard
Packers
that
and Eagles.
NFL
Yeah,
Network was
not
covering it,
Peacock.
too, but they may not be. Packers. at the Eagles. Eagles, 2.5-point favorites. Go for it, 10.
Well, there won't be any home field advantage because it's in Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, this one comes down to I think the Eagles can run the ball a little bit better. Plus, the Eagles have way better wide receiver talent than the Packers do. So, Eagles, are they favored?
2.5.
Yeah, give me the Eagles and the points.
Well, they got Barkley now.
You
Yeah, Saquon too. Yeah,
you'll take them straight up and give up points.
The
yes,
Packers got Jacobs, don't they?
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Mike.
Okay.
2.5. Eagles are 2.5
Yeah.
point favorite.
Oh, I got my sheets here. This is fun. I wonder if X is going to have a difference with it because people in Brazil now still can't use X. Thank you, Brazil. My wife and I both. Well, my wife says that they shouldn't even have this game in Brazil. They should have played it somewhere else. But be that as it may, I wonder if, since you guys know that none of these teams can wear the color green because where they're playing is where a rival team of the soccer team plays. And their color is green. So they
Eagles are wearing black.
What?
The Eagles are wearing their black uniforms.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if the announcers are going to be allowed to say Green Bay. Maybe they just have to say Bay. And they say, or they'll just say the Packers, and they'll just say the Packers all night. Which team wears more green?
And
Obvious
if there's any
answer.
player with the last name Green, he's not allowed there.
Yeah, that's true too. But I'm saying they're gonna have to say the Bay Packers. I don't know. Anyway, Jordan Love is gonna have a rude awakening down in Brazil. He's probably gonna be looking at chicks all day because lots of chicks shaking their thing at the game. So give me the EAGL. Yes. Eagles.
By the way, you do realize that it is winter in Brazil right now.
So it's near the equator. What does that mean? What does that mean?
I wonder how hot the game will be.
You gotta start thinking baseball playoffs over here, you. Your team might, like my team is falling apart.
If this could be completely offensive to the Brazilians,
We've already
Michael's
got our
decked
12,
out in green
our 12
tonight.
baseball team.
And he froze
Only,
again.
only Mike can get a Brazil wax, a full Brazilian, and make something funny of it. You know what I'm saying? He keeps laughing about it. Look, dude, the Eagles are the better team here. The Eagles are the better team. They're my pick to go to the Super Bowl. The problem is here. I don't know. We'll have it at the end of the show. I think they're really good. They're the best team in the NFC East. I'm sorry, Harris. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Two
they
and
may be,
a half points is nothing here. Jordan Love, he's got
You're looking at chicks.
I look for 10 points at least. I'll take the Eagles. Not a problem. 2.5. Go for it, Harris.
I'm going to take the Eagles. Okay, and the 2.5. All right, but I'm going to tell you right now, if they have not corrected what went wrong at the end of the last season, they're not going to be the NFC representative.
They might not be. Well, right now, that's who I like right now, I think, anyway. Keith, tell us why the Packers are going to win this game.
They could, and I'm thinking about the end of last year too. They're the coach, and I don't know if he'd lost the locker room late last year, but that team just didn't seem like it was trying that hard to me. I mean, there's losing, and then there's playing the way they did. I know they addressed their secondary. Now that could improve it a lot, but this is week 1 too, and they're going up against a team that was moving the ball pretty good last year. And I think adding Jacobs, I think, that I thought their running game was actually fairly decent last year. I do like the quarterback for the Eagles as well, Hurts, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the Packers in an upset. I was kind of leaning Eagles, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Green Bay. I just really liked how they played in the postseason last year. I trust
getting
their
points.
coach getting
Now
a
you
response out of their team better.
You're getting
I'm
points.
going
so-
outright. Outright. So,
Outright. Okay. That's what I want to know.
You know, you
All
get
right.
points. It's good.
We got you. Let's see who's. I'm sorry. Brian hadn't went. Go for it, Brian.
Philadelphia lost 5 of the last 6 games last year, and I think one of the main reasons is I think Sirianni did lose the clubhouse, and they didn't pick up blitzes very well, and teams just blitzed the heck out of them at the end of the year. Sirianni promised his owner that he would stop writing the refs during the games. I don't know if that counts for heckling the home team crowd too, because he's the most adolescent head coach I think that's out there in the NFL. Kellen Moore is the new OC there. He may fix the blitz problem, but that's what Jason Kelsey was talking about today on New Heights this morning. He says the thing he's going to be looking in that game is how well they pick up the blitz. So I can tell he's concerned about it. The Packers, on the other hand, they added Josh Jacobs. Of course, they lost Aaron Jones and A.J. Jones out for the year. They need to upgrade their wide receiver thing. And I think the Packers were overrated last year. They were 9-8 against the 25th weakest schedule. I mean, they had a weak schedule last year.
They did.
So, but I think it's an ascending team. And I'm going with the upset here as well. I think they will blitz the heck out of Philadelphia. And I'm not a big – Philadelphia added Mekhi Becton. He's going to play guard for them.
Yeah.
6'6", 360 pounds. So they're still going to get a tush push even though Jason's not there.
Let's
But,
hope he stays healthy because he had a
Becton, I'm not a big fan of his. I'm picking Green Bay.
I got you.
with the
All right, Mike. Sunday morning or Sunday early, we got the Panthers. And they're going to the Saints. Saints
they're
are
not.
4. Huh? Where are they going to play at?
Pittsburgh. They're home again. It says here Atlanta, Pittsburgh.
no,
No, I said
Panthers.
Panthers. Yeah, the
Carolina's
Panthers.
at New Orleans.
Oh, you got the Panthers. Oh,
Yeah,
Sorry.
Panthers are going to New Orleans to play the
yeah.
Saints.
Okay.
The Saints are a 4-point favorite. Who
I
you
get
like
this.
in straight up and who you like to go
Who do I like? It's party time in New Orleans, baby. Football's back, and it's big time party time. They haven't had any hurricanes bad. The city hasn't been destroyed this year. They don't have to worry about stuff like that. They had Steve. Thank God Steve's in the Hall of Fame. And it was a nice, beautiful tribute. Carolina's still got to build. They got to build their team up. And I don't know, every time, the first week out, usually the Saints do well in the first week. It's that midweek, it's that mid-year schedule that kills them. So, speaking of kill, I think the Saints are going to win and they're going to cover.
All right. Coming to me now. I'm like this. I don't think Bryce Young can play as bad as he did last year. I just don't think it's possible. I think this team will be one of the most improved teams in the NFL. I think they're going to win 5 or 6 games. This is going to be one of them straight up. I like it straight up. Give me the points. I will take the Panthers, and I think they pull the upset and beat the Saints straight up. I'll be the only one, but that's all right.
Well, it's
Harris.
better than Zach Wilson, so it's okay.
I hate to say this, but everything Michael said, I agree with.
Okay.
Why
Give me a
do you hate to say that?
All right.
Because it's true.
All right. Keith.
I don't agree with anything Michael said, but I agree with everything Harris said. So I'm going to go with it.
I'm not that bad.
Brian.
Carolina was 29th rated offensive line. They didn't add to it this year. Defense lost Brian Burns and Von Bell. They didn't do anything on defense. I think Carolina's going to struggle like they did last year. and I think it's going to go on for a couple of years because they're kind of short on draft picks as well. So I'm picking New Orleans. I like the fact that they added Willie Gay, a linebacker, former Chief. They have a new OC there. That's kind of a play action team. New Orleans is. I think they'll win though. I'm picking New Orleans.
Tim.
Yeah, I can't see how the Panthers got any better, even just by proxy. Usually teams will get better with an easier schedule, but no.
Yeah.
So give me the Saints.
All right, I'm on the island. That's cool. All right, next game coming to me. The Vikings. They are a 1.5 point favorite going to New York to play the Giants. Vikings 1.5 point favorites, and I'm like this: the Giants lose Saquon Barkley to the Eagles. He was their offense pretty much. They didn't
They
have
drafted the receiver out of LSU.
but then you got to get it to him, and that's the problem. They ain't got nobody to throw the damn ball. I'll take the Vikings. Give me a 1.5. I'll give a 1.5 all day long. I'll go as far as to say this: if this was a 6 point favorite, I would still take the Vikings. I think they beat them by a touchdown. Harris.
I think they beat them by more than a touchdown. Give me the Vikings.
All right.
My line says the Giants are favored by 1.5. Are you sure it's a?
Well, this is
No,
probably
they're-
taking what
I
yesterday.
got Minnesota by 1.5.
You got who?
Minnesota by 1.5.
I got
favorite.
Minnesota by 1.5 too. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
This was Saturday evening. Saturday evening it was thrown on.
No, I have Minnesota by 1.5.
Yeah, Minnesota's a
I'm looking at
1.5.
CBS straight.
Minnesota's still a 1.5 favorite right here with Vegas.org.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Keith, you get a 1.5 if you take the Giants. Go for it.
Okay, I'll take the Giants.
Oh, he's going to take Jones in the bones. Okay. All right.
Well, rookie quarterback up there in Minnesota. I just
He's out for the year.
who McCarthy.
Yeah,
He's out for the year.
he's out for the year.
That's how little I paid attention to this.
Yeah, the backup is Drew Lock.
Yeah, Drew Lock is.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Give me the Giants then.
All right. Brian.
Sam Darnold's going to run things in Minnesota. They added Jerry Tillery from the Chargers, and they added Ben Ginkle from Miami. He's a really good linebacker. But Minnesota, to me, is they never have defensive backs enough to cover other teams' receivers, and they're usually pretty weak up front on the defensive line. I'm kind of liking the – who did I pick here? I picked the Giants. They've added Brian Burns, very good defensive end. They added Jordan Phillips from Buffalo, very good defensive tackle. And then they got Singletary to take care of Saquon's carries and Malik Neighbors. I just think the Giants' defense is more stout than the Vikings. I'm taking the Giants.
Tim.
Yeah, I can't trust as little as you can trust the Giants offense. I trust it more than the Vikings offense, and especially with the additions that you saw behind the scenes on in Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I'll take the Giants to win this.
All right. Mike.
I didn't watch Hard Knocks. I think Hard Knocks is a scripted show. Sorry, but that's my opinion. Minnesota hasn't been talked about much on television this off season. I'm busy listening to the radio, and all these Giant fans are crying about Daniel and his neck and his knee and this and that. But there's one thing that nobody has talked about, and that's going to be the difference. The difference is going to be Graham Gano. Low-scoring game. I'm not worried about Jefferson because the quarterbacks in Minnesota got to learn how to throw the ball. I'm going to take the 1.5, and I'll take my Giants.
All right. We'll go to
And
Harris.
back to what Michael said, though. people aren't going to believe this, but none of what we're doing right here is scripted at all. This is
Not at all.
completely unscripted. This is
I
Yes,
think Hard
the real
Knocks is
deal.
scripted.
This,
I'm
folks,
sorry.
is real. If you stay tuned till after the show's over with, Harris is going to swallow a 18-foot sword, and it's going to go all the way to his feet. And it's gonna go-
18 feet.
You're not going to eat hot dogs?
It's going to be.
You're
It's
not
going
going to eat
to
hot dogs on Monday
be.
night?
What's his name? Trevor Bauer.
I missed that.
All right. We got the Patriots going to Harris now. 9.5-point dogs heading to the Bengals. Bengals are 9.5-point favorites in Cincinnati. Go for it, Harris.
9.5. Burrow's going to have a field day. Give me the Bengals.
All right. Keith.
Yeah, Patriots just, I just didn't think much of them drafting May. I don't know. He might end up being a lot better than I expect, but I think the Bengals do have a lot more going for them right now than the Patriots do. And I don't know. I thought that was kind of a questionable choice for head coach too. Maybe he's going to be all right too. I don't know, but I'll give the points.
All right. Brian.
So you're taking Cincinnati straight up, also, Keith?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I think the Patriots have the worst offensive line in football. When their starters played, their starters couldn't keep anybody off the quarterback. So it's, Brissett's going to be starting, but how long he's going to last, who knows? And how
Yeah.
long Drake May's going to last after that, who knows?
Yeah.
Then they got rid of Matthew Judon. I didn't understand that at all. Bengals are not without problems. Jamar Chase came to practice today, dressed out the practice, but no word of his contract yet. So if he don't show up in the next 2 or 3 days, I don't think he's playing week 2 against
No,
Kansas
he
City.
won't be. He won't be eligible to play if he don't show up by Thursday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So-
Yeah.
All right, so I'm picking Cincinnati all the way in this.
All right, and you'll give it points.
Yes.
Tim.
Yeah.
Look at
I'll say I'm seeing the Reds have put up 9 against the Astros. Needless to say, the Bengals will probably score at that pace against the Patriots. I'll take the Bengals and the points.
Ooh, the White Sox are tied.
Oh my
All right,
God,
Michael.
the tide! Oh my God! Wow.
Mike. Go for it, Mike.
Will the Patriots be the worst football team in the league this year? This person says yes. They could be the number 1 draft pick. I don't have to worry about watching a sweatshirt anymore. No more worrying about Double B.
But
He can go live with his 23-year-old girlfriend. Is Jamar Chase happy? Did he sign a big contract today?
Not yet.
No.
No, he ain't signed.
No. Okay. But you know
Actually,
what?
nobody in Cincinnati is happy. T. Higgins wants out. There's somebody else
Yeah,
that
I
wanted out too.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
You got
why
four.
it's-
You got four of them. Their contracts are up in the air right now, and a lot of them on NFL Network said 3 of them they think will get traded before the deadline. How about that? So we'll see what happens.
That's not till November, so I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about that. I don't have to worry about week 1. Week 1, it's Joe Burrow against who? I don't know. I don't even know.
Jacoby Brissett.
Bengals in a rout.
All right. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I like the Patriots in this ball game. Now I don't think they win it. I'm gonna take the Bengals to win outright.
I got you
But
down straight up for
I
Cincinnati.
think Joe Burrow doesn't make it out of this game. He's been
Oh no! Don't tell me
he's
that.
been injury prone the last 3 years. He does not make it. I don't know what's going to happen. This is a hard field to survive on anyway. I don't know why they don't rip his field up and put grass down. This is just, to me, it's a team that's getting no respect because they suck. They do suck really bad. 9.5 too much. I'm going to take those points. I think they're going to cover. And I tell you what, I won't be surprised if it takes a late fourth quarter run by the Bengals to win the game. I think this is a team that I think will be the biggest drop. I don't think the Bengals win 5 games this year. How about that?
You mentioned Joe Burrow's injury. That was a wrist injury.
Yeah.
And those are hard to bring back.
Yes.
Lori broke her wrist years ago, and it took years for that to be 100%, and it's still not quite right.
Yeah. I'm just like, he's been too frail over the last couple of 3 years. And to me, if he's not on the field, this team goes from a close to a playoff team to close to the bottom tier team. I think they're the biggest drop team there is out there. I say that they will 5 games at most they win this year. They win this game, but the Patriots will give them a hard time. I'll take Bengals straight up, Patriots and the points. All righty, we go to Keith. Keith, we got the Steelers going to the Falcons down to Atlanta. Atlanta is a 3-point favorite here in this ball game. We lost.
Harris.
Harris. Yeah.
Harris.
Yeah. All right, Harrison.
All right. 3
Go
points.
for it, Keith.
Falcons favored over the Steelers.
Falcons a 3-point favorite at home.
Yeah, that's tough. Steelers.
What's up, Daniel Barry?
I'm telling you,
What's up, Philip?
they might be pretty good at everything, but I just don't know about the quarterback. Their defense was good last year, so I expect that'll happen again. They still got Najee Harris, I think, at running back. These receivers aren't too bad.
And the way
The
I'm
Falcons-
understanding it,
The Falcons seem like they really needed a quarterback last year, and now they might have 2. So Falcons at home, 3 points. I'll go ahead and give it, but Steelers are always the Steelers. Steelers could pull an upset there, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the Falcons.
gotcha. Brian.
So you got Atlanta winning the game also?
Oh yeah,
He's got.
Yeah.
He's
They're favored.
He's got to give up.
Um,
Plus, he's got to give up points. Yeah.
This game behind the Chiefs and Ravens fans, the one that piques my interest the most. You know who the OC is at Pittsburgh? That's Arthur Smith is their new offensive coordinator. He used to be head
Oh, he
coach
came
at
from Atlanta.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be an interesting game for me
Yep.
to watch. I think if Atlanta is ever going to threaten to get back into the Super Bowl, I think this might be a year that they could put it together. And I think they're really working hard at that. The new head coach,
Well,
Randy
Mike.
Morris, is defensive minded. They've got I know everybody's shaking their head about Super Bowl, but look at the talent they
No, I'm shaking my head at Mike right there. Got a cat.
Oh, the
cat
cat.
tail in his-
Yeah, but right in his face.
Yeah, we'll see how Kirk Cousins' Achilles is. I think he's going to be okay. Their offensive line is very strong in Atlanta. They were the 4th rated offensive line. Now the Steelers, on the other hand, I don't like either of their quarterbacks, but I do like their defense. Their defense still got TJ Watt. They still got Highsmith. Still got Micah Fitzpatrick. They got Patrick Queen. And they've added a couple parts as well.
Yeah, they got him from Baltimore.
Yep.
Yep.
Running back, they're strong. I think that the Steelers defense is outstanding. I think this is going to be a very tight game, but I think Atlanta will win, and Atlanta will win by more than 3.
All right. Tim.
Problem I see with the Steelers, knee quarterback with an inexperienced offensive line. I'll take the Falcons and the points.
All right. Michael.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about Artie. Artie, the owner. At least Rizzer's right. At least Riser, whatever. He's gone. Is Russell Wilson is the starter, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, starter and captain.
Russ
Yeah.
is going to start this week 1. and
You
so,
know-
so
you
is
know- You know,
Kirk
the
Cousins.
Falcons
He's
are
on
known
top.
for a hostile crowd. They're a very loud crowd. They sell the cheapest concessions in the NFL. You can get a big hot dog for like $5, and it's really good. Even the beer is cheap. So we're gonna make a deal. By the way, the other, you guys haven't talked about the big difference. The big difference is Mike Tomlin, and he's gonna talk to Artie, and maybe we'll get Ciara to perform a pregame or a halftime show for the Falcon fans, so they can let their energy out as Russell finds a way, and Najee Harris will get over 100 yards, and the Steelers will win in the AstroTurf. Give me the Steelers.
So what you're saying is that the Steelers are going to do the 1-2 stomp all over the Falcons.
Yeah, and they're not going to stop them, but they're going to beat them.
No, that's Sierra's song. Is 1-2 stomp.
Yeah, Russell's married to her, so she got to follow him. Just like,
Go ahead, Rob.
but Simone ain't going to be with her husband.
I'm going with Mike on this one. Something tells me the Steelers show up and play defense this week. Kirk Cousins, they're not going to run this football on the Steelers. They're just not going to run it. They're going to have to throw the football to win. I'm not sure they can. This for week 1. If this was week 6, I probably would be taking the Falcons. Give me the points straight up. I still take the Steelers in this ball game.
Oh, by the way, before Keith, you start, I want to say hello to Daniel Berry and Philip Reynolds. If you are still in the chat, hello, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Hang with us, folks. This tonight's broadcast, I'll show it to you now with 57 minutes. Is being dedicated to my father, Bud. He passed away Sunday morning after a long, lengthy illness. Dad heading to heaven. We got Harris dangling around somewhere too, but it's not heaven. I don't know where
see him down there yet.
Now we don't see. I don't see him yet. No, he's not back. So when he bobbles back, we'll bring him back. Till then, let's go to Keith. Texans, Houston. The Texans.
They lost power. Harris lost power.
Oh, okay. All right. If I have to, folks, I'll do another broadcast and just tell you tomorrow or the next couple of days what Harris picks. But we got tomorrow and Friday covered for him. Houston, 1.5 favorite going to Indianapolis. Keith, have at it, brother.
Didn't I just go first last time?
Well, you go first again. Go for it.
I don't care.
Okay. Say that again, Rob.
You can go first again. Go for it.
Houston's a 3-point favorite against Indianapolis,
Houston's
right?
a 1.5 favorite going to Indianapolis. I knew what he meant, but I wanted to screw with him.
Houston. Okay.
They lost power in Florida, folks. That's why Harris is out.
Again?
So, Harris, if you're watching this on the phone, brother, I'll get you picks. Go for it, Keith.
The Colts had a lot of really wild games at home last year where things are going back and forth, up and down and stuff. I think that happens in this game, and I think the Colts will find a way to finish on top. I'm going to go with the Colts.
All righty. Brian.
The Colts, there's a lot of people are kind of high on them for possibility of postseason, but their defense was near the bottom last year. They were 28th in defense. So unless they improve that, I don't see them going to the playoffs. They added Joe Flacco as a backup quarterback, and they got, of course, Anthony Richardson back. I like the wide receiver they drafted, Adonai Mitchell. He's got 4.3 speed. He should be able to stretch the field, but maybe not. It might not be together in week 1. Houston Texans, I think, is the Chiefs' biggest threat for the Super Bowl. I think Houston is a for real worry. They added Stephon Diggs. They were 10-7 last year with the 25th hardest schedule. But, Joe Mixon, Cam Akers have been added. Texans are tough. I'm picking Houston. to win and cover.
Okay. Tim.
Yeah, see, the problem is that Richardson had at least he had the concussion and the shoulder injury last year.
Mhm.
And so we don't know if he's fragile or if he's good or not. If he's any good.
Yeah.
And he is not Italian, unfortunately.
Yeah.
In the NFL, you don't have to be fragile.
Fragile.
You still get
Yeah. How about
pretty
that?
broken.
Yes. For all we know, he could be broken, and they just don't know it yet. To be fair, yeah, the Houston's the sexy pick, especially after going 10-7 and then having a healthy tank. So I'll give the Texans a victory here and cover.
Mike. Point and a half.
Oh, here's a thought for you. Indianapolis. Guess who was in Indianapolis today? Commissioner Deep Pockets.
Yeah.
He
I
was
was going to say my dad was there this weekend because
no, Deep Pockets was
races.
with my man Pat. And I
Who wins,
forgot
Mike?
he's doing the Michigan-Texas game on Saturday.
Yeah.
But Deep Pockets was talking to Pat at the 12 o'clock hour today. So I got to watch it. Meanwhile, when did Stroud have that great game? Was it the first? It wasn't the first game, was it? Last year?
Yeah, I think it was the first game.
It was
that was
He
the
came out of
game.
the chute running, man.
He threw for almost 500 yards.
won't that against the
I
Jags?
don't remember
Was
that
against
much.
the
but-
Jags?
Yeah, he threw for over 400 yards or whatever.
Yeah,
and everybody's
it was either against the Jags or against Tennessee, one of the two.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but the Texans and Colts are starting to become a big rivalry. They seem to play in the playoffs a lot, and they may not be the most exciting games to watch, and they're always the first game in the wild card weekend, but they're becoming rivals. I don't know. I think the Deep Pockets jinx is going to be there. So, and I have my first prediction. My first prediction is Anthony Richardson is going to get hurt like he did last year in the first game. He will be knocked out in game 1. Houston for the win.
Houston. All right. This is another one of my picks this year. I actually think Houston will not win this division this year. I don't think they're going to win it. I think they're going to take a mighty drop down. They got a number 1 schedule, and I still ain't sold on the quarterback. I know everybody else is. I'm not. Okay. That being said, they're going to beat this team down. Indianapolis ain't my feel about winning. I'll tell you later on as to who I think is going to win the division. Neither one of these two teams, I don't think. I think they'll be good. They'll win 8, 9 games, 10 games, whatever. I still think it's a team that I think is going to be better than them this year. Give me the Texans. I'll throw 1.5 out there to anybody. Yeah, I'm with Mike. I'm not sold on Richardson. I'll take the Texans. We're going to Brian now. The Cardinals heading to Buffalo to play the Bills. The Bills are a 6.5-point favorite here in Orchard Park. Go for it, Brian. I'm gonna start getting me something to drink while you're talking.
There was a weird quote out of Kyler Murray last week. He said, "Sometimes wish he could go back to baseball." It's not what I want to hear from my starting quarterback the week before the season starts.
The Sacramento A's. God bless them.
Marvin Harrison Jr., Buda Baker, and Kyler Murray are their best players. I think they're set at the skill positions, but their defense allowed 455 points last year. So I've got to see that their defense is going to be better. Buffalo, they've been to 5 straight playoffs, and they don't have Stephon Diggs. That might be a plus because I don't think he and Allen got along very well. I'm not sure that they're also missing Gabriel Davis. So we got to see who's going to step up as a wide receiver. And Milano's not back yet. That guy is one of the best players. That linebacker is fantastic, but he's not ready to play yet. So Curtis Samuel's going to try to be one of their main wide receivers. They got MVS, who had a horrible year with us last year until the playoffs. They do have tight ends and they have running backs. So I'm picking in this game, I'm picking Buffalo to win by 11. They're favored by 6, so I got Buffalo both ways.
All right. Tim.
Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, I don't think the combination of Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins can help the Cardinals here. It's going to have to be them because I'll tell you the truth, I can't name any other skill position from the Cardinals. So I'll take the Bills and the points.
Yeah, Hopkins plays for Tennessee now.
I play for Tennessee. Okay, good. Then I couldn't name anybody any skill position on the Cardinals. So thank you.
Go for it, Michael.
Okay. Buffalo. The fans there are going to be psycho this year because they're getting ready for that stadium. They're starting to build the stadium. I hear there is a little bit of controversy over money, but they're going to settle it because they're going to get this new stadium built, and all these Bills fans are going to be psycho because they're going to be the team to watch against your Chiefs, Brian. Remember that, okay? Somebody said Texans, it's going to be Buffalo. And they're going to start it off by pitching a shutout against the woeful Arizona Cardinals. Thank God this game isn't in December, or else I'd really say book a shutout. But it's a possible shutout game. I'll take the Bills.
Man, y'all making the Bills sound like they are just outstanding. I'm not sold on them. They go as far as that quarterback goes, and that's it. He's going to lead them in rushing. He can't play defense for them. But my Lord, Kyler Murray sucks. He's worth 10 points for the other team. So if you're gonna give me 10 points, I'll lay 6.5 and figure I'm at least a field goal better than you anyway. Straight up, Buffalo wins. I lay the 6.5 points. Buffalo wins by more than 6.5, just because Arizona sucks so bad.
Here's the weird thing about Buffalo is that it used to be when Josh Allen was first in the league, he would get criticized for trying to do too much all the time. You know, he's got to not do too much. Now they're saying he's got to do it all now.
Yeah, he does.
We'll see.
Go for it, Keith.
Well, the attitude of Kyler Murray is something that bothers me. And although, I mean, the draft that the Cardinals had, I think they have a chance at being one of the more improved teams out there. But Murray might goof all that up for him if he can't get his head straight. The Bills coach last year, if I remember correctly, there were some rumblings that his seat might be warming up a little bit. I know the Daboll was his coordinator there, and I think he might have lost one of his other coordinators to a coaching job somewhere else.
Dorsey left Buffalo to come to Cleveland.
Okay. So there might not be perfect harmony going there in Buffalo. Having said all that, this is week 1. It's in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, Harrison is a good shot in the arm probably for them at wide receiver. I do think as the season goes along, if Murray plays at least close to his potential, the Cardinals are a team that's going to be a surprise in a positive way for their fan base. But I'll go with the Bills and give the points this week.
All right.
Maybe later in the year I wouldn't, but this week
We got you. Tim, the Titans at the Bears. The Bears are a 4.5-point favorite with their rookie quarterback. Go for it.
By the way, it's a hell of a segue. I talk about DeAndre Hopkins and we talk about his current team now. Great segue.
Yeah.
Scripted, maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah. Who do you like here, bud?
Well, once again, can't tell you who the running back is for the Titans because Derrick Henry left.
Right.
They got Hopkins, but
Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can he use
They
with
got
a
a
curve?
three-headed-
Dallas that
they
they
got a three-headed
try and sneak over
they got a
him.
three-headed
No, that's
monster.
Connor.
Yeah.
They got
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait to hear my
Pollard
Dallas
was with Dallas. Maybe.
I mean, to be fair, the quarterback play is about even because Caleb Williams.
Is that where Pollard was last year? Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say this: as much as I like the Bears wide receiver trio, the Titans probably going to throw some defenses at Williams that he ain't never seen before. So I'll take the Titans in a close one. Now the
All right.
Titans are favored.
No, Bears.
No, the Bears are
Okay,
You
favored.
get, you get
Titans
4
straight
and a
up.
half. Straight up,
Titans
you
straight
like your Titans. All
Yep.
right, we got you. That's the easiest way to throw it there. How about it, Mike? Go for it.
How about it? Oh, Derrick Henry's playing for Baltimore. Just an FYI.
Yes,
Um,
he is.
Because I have him on my fantasy team this year. I didn't even have to. I let the computer draft for
Yeah.
me, and I did okay with it. But Caleb Williams, huh? Big deal. That's all I have to say. I think the Bears are in so much disarray. It's not going to be funny. I don't know who's the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans.
Will Levis.
Love us.
Oh,
Will
Lord.
Levis is. Yeah.
You mean the Liberty guy?
No.
No, that was
No.
Kentucky.
Will Levis, he
Kentucky.
came from Kentucky.
Wildcats.
He actually played well last year. Will Levis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the guy from Kentucky. Oh God.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm going to have to watch that game on my favorite channel, the Red Zone. Yeah, but you know what? The Bears are in so much disarray, and I don't know what's going to happen with them. They're home. Big deal. I think it's going to be a 3-point game either way. I'm going to take Tennessee and get the 4.5.
All right. How about straight up?
Yeah.
Straight up. Again, I'm going to say the kickers determine the game. Who's Chicago's kicker and who's Tennessee's kicker?
Chicago's was pretty good, I think. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, both of them. Neither one of them.
Where did
Chop
Koo
it up.
go? Did Koo go to any of those two?
No.
No. Okay. But I think Tennessee had, even though Chicago's home, I think Tennessee and Nashville's going to start off the year with a big party. Tennessee by 3.
So you'll take them straight up and the points.
Yes.
Yeah, I like what everybody said so far. Caleb Williams has never thrown a pass in the NFL, and I saw some idiot on Facebook put him as one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Oh,
Sorry,
God, yes.
You're not there yet, brother. You're not there. I really think this team could take a hard licking this year because people expecting so damn much of the Bears. Some of them have got them winning 10 games. That ain't happening. Not in this division. They're gonna lose this game. I'll take the Titans straight up, and I'll take the points too. Give it to me. No, the Bears got some problems. I still think. Go for it, Keith.
Well, the Bears finished strong last year because Eberflus took charge of the defense and they responded. And then they brought in Montez Sweat from the Commanders, and he played very well. And they've drafted, I think, another rusher to try to complement him. They're good at the skill positions. They signed a running back out of Philadelphia, and they do have the 3-headed monster at wide receiver, potentially, plus a tight end. Williams, I think, is going to be kind of a gunslinger type of guy. He's going to make some mistakes. He's going to make some great plays. I do like Will Levis for the Titans. I think I liked him in college. I think he'll be a good quarterback here. I'm not sure what to expect from a running game with Tennessee. The Bears defense, though, I think is what I'm thinking about here. And then I think the Bears get a couple big plays. They might make a couple mistakes too, which could really hurt them. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Bears to win this game and cover the point spread.
All right, Brian.
There will be a lot of sweating in this game. Montez Sweat for the Bears, and the Tennessee Titans drafted Devondre Sweat to play defensive tackle. It'll be a sweaty game. I actually think it's going to be a really good game, though.
Sweaty ball.
I could see too.
Both teams have wide receivers. You got Odunze. I had huge respect for Odunze at Oregon last year. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet. There's receivers in Chicago. So it's not going to be like Kevin Williams doesn't have any weapons. Now he's got to get into the NFL and play some games. He was only 10 for 20 in preseason. But he did show in preseason what he can do as far as running and extending plays. The offensive line of Chicago, they've got two really good tackles. Probably the interior is average, but the two tackles are way above average. And then, like you said, Eberflus took over the defense, and the defense was very good the last half last year. So that team, I think, is rolling, and I think they can make the playoffs. Tennessee, I think Tennessee is going to be a very improved team too.
And they brought in an offensive coordinator from Seattle to take charge of the offense, which he's highly regarded.
Look at the guys that they added on defense. They got L'Jarius Sneed from the Chiefs. I don't know how happy he is. L'Jarius was very unhappy that we didn't offer him a contract, but we had so many guys that we had to sign. Somebody had to go, and he was the guy that had to go. They added Sebastian Day from the Chargers. 2 years ago, Sebastian Day was about the only thing they had on their defensive line. And then they drafted Devondre Sweat from Texas, and he's outstanding. I think he'll be very good in the NFL.
They'll have a pass rush. They'll have a pass rush.
They will have it. They'll stop the run, and they will be able to rush the passer.
Yeah.
But I think Chicago will hit some big plays. Not against L'Jarius Sneed, but they got some weapons that they can hit. Okay. So I'm picking Chicago to win the game and cover.
All right. We will go to Michael. Mike, we got the Jaguars. They're heading to Miami, down to South Florida. The Dolphins, 3.5-point favorites.
What's the weather? I'm guessing the weather's going to be nice down there.
Hot.
Then you know what?
There might be an ounce of humidity too. I don't know.
Yeah.
The weather around the league is going to be pretty good. There's a chance for rain tomorrow night in Kansas City. There might be a little bit of rain going on when it starts.
That's all right. Taylor will write a play for Andy. Don't worry about that. You know what? I think this game's going to be a track meet. You got two good gunslingers. You got Tua, and you got Trevor with his hair, unless he cut it like Travis did or something like that. This is going to be a good game with two gunslingers. There's going to be a lot of points in this game. So when there's a lot of points, usually Miami's the home team. That's even a bigger difference. Remember, last year they scored 70 points in one game. I know the personnel has changed, but Tua's still there behind the dish, and that gives me the reason to take the fish.
Gotcha. This is a team right here that wins the AFC East, and they run away with it. It's over with by Thanksgiving. You wait and see. This team wins 13 or 14 games this year. They're the real deal. They're the team. If Kansas City is going to get beat, this is the team that's going to do it. They added on their defensive side on the football, and like he said, I think the best offense in football. This team is going to roll over this Jags team, and they're going to be saying, "Let's get rid of our little jabroni quarterback we got on Shaggy. We got to get rid of him. He's overrated anyway. Time to cut loose from him. Bye-bye." Dolphins put 40 on the board on these jabronis. It's not even going to be close. Halftime, it's over with. I'll take the Dolphins and straight up. And
maybe you don't want to tell us now, but is it the Titans and the team you think is going to win their division?
No. Yes, I like the Titans. Okay. I like the Titans to win that.
I knew
division.
it was down to the Titans and the Jaguars.
Yeah, I like Titans. Yeah, I don't like Jags at all. I think Titans can win 10 games, 9 games, and that'll win the division. I think it's gonna be a lot of 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 game. I think all those teams are gonna be really decent. But I like it.
Parity
Titans win that
lives.
division. But Dolphins easily win 13 games this year, 13-4. I don't think they have a problem doing that. Go for it, Keith.
I think the Dolphins are a very dangerous team with the weapons that they have. I'm not as certain as you are about them, Rob. But it's something with that coach. He's a little, to me, it's my opinion, but he's a little weird and a little crazy. And I don't know if that long term is going to be something that eventually becomes a detriment to his success there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe this is the year, the test right here to see whether or not that's going to start to happen.
Okay.
I mean, I can see them making a run in the playoffs if they get there, but and they may win the division this year because I don't see any other clear choice in that division. I do think they win this game though, because to me the Jaguars. I think Lawrence, he's got his ups and downs and he's capable, but I just
Do
don't
they
know
cover
where-
3.5? Do they cover 3.5?
Oh yeah. I'll get them to do that. To me, I just look at the Jaguars, and it's kind of a team that'll sometimes just be mediocre. Sometimes they'll look better. Sometimes they're going to make you really question what they're doing. But I think the Dolphins are a more consistent team that has, with a running game and with their speed that they can. I do worry about Tua's health though, carrying through for an entire season. But
Speed kills.
Brian.
Rob, I am not high on the Miami Dolphins. We beat them in Germany in good weather, and they had no chance when it was 15 below zero in the playoffs against the Chiefs. They lost Van Ginkel, their best linebacker. He was outstanding on their defense. And they also lost their defensive tackle, Wilkins. He's gone. So they're going to have both the offensive line and the defensive line. I think they've got problems. They could only when they played a below 500 team last year, they would blow them out because of their speed and crush them. But the plus 500 teams that they played, they couldn't handle them because their lines weren't strong enough. And I think their lines might even be weaker this year coming up. So I'm not high. They did add Calais Campbell, but he is he's been in the league since the 70s, hasn't he? I mean, good night. He's
You gonna take a Jags?
The
well, that's my
1870s.
problem. I don't trust the quarterback for Jacksonville. He was a turnover machine, 21 turnovers last year.
Yep.
He's got to clean that up. I do think this is an important year for Doug Peterson. I think his job is a little bit on the hot seat. They're going to have to do better. They added Eric Armstead to the defensive line, and he's very good. Mason Smith, they drafted out of LSU on the defensive line. They added Gabriel Davis, good receiver. Mac Jones is the backup quarterback. That's I don't know about that. So I've got Jacksonville covering, but Miami winning the game.
All right. Okay. So you'll take 3.5, but you think Miami may win it by 3. I got you. Tim.
Well, for somebody got an ESPN alert. Oh, by the way, Bryce Harper left the game in the second inning after being hit by a pitch.
In the elbow. Yep.
so was there 3 Alabama starting quarterbacks right now with Tua, Hurts, and Bryce Young?
Yeah.
Was that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Hurts is not really considered Alabama after he went to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah.
Oklahoma. Uh-huh.
I still kind of think of him as that though.
Yeah, I do.
You can. See, the thing is, though, is that did HN come back for the Dolphins?
Yeah.
I think they saw the two-headed
Yeah,
monster.
they still have HN, yeah.
Okay, with
Yeah,
him
they
and
got him.
Mostert.
Yeah, they
Well,
got
they were healthy.
They still got to have somebody block for him.
Yeah,
Oh, the
it's
running back.
true.
Okay. HN. I was thinking
the two-headed
initials.
running backs that ran
Yeah,
all over
Yeah.
Denver. See, wow.
3.5
Yeah, 3.5.
at home.
You know what? I'll take the Dolphins by 4.
Okay. We got you, Tim. All right, coming to me. Broncos, 5.5-point dogs, or Broncos at Seattle. Seattle is a 5.5-point favorite this week. This is another team I think can take the drop. You know, I'm talking about Seattle. This tests them big time. They got the 12th man, probably the toughest place to go play. They win by a field goal. That's all they're going to win by. I'll take the Broncos. Give me the 5.5 points. I'll take the points there, but I think Seattle wins it outright. But 5.5 too much. I'll take Denver. Even with a rookie quarterback, I will run with it. Keith.
I'm kind of feeling you there, Rob. I don't know. I wasn't thinking Nix was one of the best quarterbacks coming out of the draft, but that might be a good fit though with him and Sean Payton together.
Yep.
And if I recall correctly, their defense played fairly well last year there in Denver.
They had
A
their
lot
time.
of changes up there.
Yeah, for the 70-point blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got blown out by 70. Yeah. But they did decide to show up in the – they got blown out by 70 by Miami.
Yeah.
Denver did, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But like you say, after that, they actually started playing better football.
Yeah, it was the later part of the year. It was like the last 5 or 6 weeks of the year. Their defense, as I recall, played better.
They were playing for the Jones.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. The receivers just seem like they've always had problems there. Was it Simmons or something? Is he still there?
Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Seattle, though, new coach, the offensive coordinator's not there anymore. They do have some running backs that can be, the guy out of Michigan State that they drafted last year, was something the third. Is it White the third or
no?
Kenny Walker the third from
Walker.
Walker.
And then he's still got Penny that they drafted out of San Diego State, correct?
Yeah.
If he's healthy. I'm going to go with Denver, though, in this game, and I'm going to take them straight up in this game.
Oh, wow.
Upsets in this week.
Keith bold. That's a bold pick.
I'm sorry. I think Bo Nix is going to actually – I don't know if he'll keep it going, but I think he'll have a good week 1.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. Brian.
Yep, Bo Nix is in the mix, and they better hope he works out because I think Zach Wilson's the number 2 choice.
Yeah.
In Denver. We've always struggled with their running backs. They're hard to tackle. And Javonte Williams, I think he was kind of hurt last year, but he's back healthy this year. But overall, I just don't think Denver has enough. I'm kind of liking Seattle, even though they have a first-year head coach in Mike McDonald. They were 98 with a 12th hardest schedule in the league, so I think they were kind of underrated. They got receivers. And I like their draft pick, Byron Murphy, for the defensive line. They did not re-sign all 3 of their interior offensive linemen, so that's a problem. I'm not sure how that's going to go. And I'm not a huge fan of their starting quarterback at Seattle either. But they got Sam Howell as backup. Howell didn't have an offensive line in Washington.
No, he got beat to crap last year, and they didn't even re-sign.
But when he didn't get sacked, he could throw the ball.
Yes, he could.
So I'm kind of high on Sam Howell. I'm with you, Rob. I've got Seattle to win the game, but Denver with the line.
All right. Tim.
Just keeping everybody abreast on the White Sox actually performing tonight.
I'm just watching this game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, 6-1.
Yeah.
Wait, there's another game that's even better.
Yeah. Anyway, see, Geno has, I think his little good story kind of goes on the downturn now. It just I'm not buying him from now on. Okay, they still got some running game, and okay, is Smith and Jigba gonna do something? He'll probably have his games. He had a couple of good game-winning touchdowns, but that was about it. To me, I think with year 2 with Peyton, I think they really know what to expect now, and they got the garbage out with Wilson. Give me the Broncos straight up.
All
I'm not
right.
alone. Thank you, Tim. I'm not alone.
Mike, go for it, Mike.
Why is everybody so concerned about Bo Nix? Bo Nix has been playing college football like half his life already. Okay.
Well, you saw that tight end for the Miami Hurricanes that was on his ninth year.
I didn't realize he had to have experience at Auburn and this team and that team and the other team. And you gotta remember, Seattle is home. So what does that mean to me? The 12th man. Who are they going to get to bang the drum or whatever they do in Seattle?
I don't even remember what they did.
I think Denver is going to come out flat as a pancake. I think Seattle's offense is going to try to find a way to wake up. And nothing has been said about Geno Smith. Underrated this week. Okay? Seahawks.
Now, 5.5 points you're giving up. Are you willing to give that many up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Good deal.
yeah. Bo Nix
Yeah.
gets sacked about 4 times. He's
So
going to learn about
all
the
right.
pro football life after 10 years in college.
Do
I
Seahawks?
started this one, though. Did I start this one?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
I just did that one, didn't I? Or did you already
I
do
thought
the
I
Seattle?
thought I'd already talked about the Broncos before we come to you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it'll be your start here, Keith.
Oh, okay.
The Raiders, the Vegas Raiders,
Raiders.
going to the Chargers with brand new coach.
Yeah, Harbaugh.
Chargers 3.5 favorites right here in this ball game. Go for it, my friend.
So much change in Los Angeles. And
Yeah,
I
both
still
ways.
don't know if they have a fan base at all there in Los Angeles.
With Vegas. Or
No,
what
he's
else?
talking
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Chargers, yeah.
Chargers.
Okay, Chargers. Okay.
No, the Raiders
He's talking
might
about-
actually have a larger fan base there. Than they used to play in that city too.
Dump.
I liked what the coach did for the Raiders last year. And I think as the season goes on, Harbaugh, and it might take him a year or two, but I think he's a good shot in the arm for that franchise. But man, there's so much turnover there, and the quarterback just has not really
Herbert.
showed us
Herbert,
yet
yeah.
that he's going to be a star in the league.
Yeah.
Raiders, who's starting for them this year? Is it O'Connell?
O'Donnell.
Minshew. Gardner Minshew.
Gardner
Minshew.
Minshew.
Oh, okay.
Good
Really?
night.
I thought it was Aiden O'Connell.
I saw that. I saw it.
It's not. I mean, that's not great, but it's not bad. Well, maybe it is bad. I don't know, but they did lose Jacobs. I don't know. That could be just that could and should be a weird thing there. I'll go with the Raiders just because of the continuity with having
Straight up,
coach
can they
there.
win? Can they win straight up too, Keith?
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha. Brian.
The Chargers, Jim Harbaugh, and they drafted Joe Alt, who I thought was the best college offensive lineman last year. They've upgraded a running back with J.K. Dobbins. He's going to be the running back. And that little Darius Davis, he's a slippery little fast guy. They added tight end Haven Hurst. But their defense is near the bottom. I saw the Chargers game in person last year with Kansas City, and they couldn't stop us at all. One thing that's interesting, Harbaugh is going to pull something out of his sleeve, and it looks like today they put on their. I looked at the depth charts, and they've got a defensive tackle named Metcalf. He was like about 6'4", 300 pounds, listed as a fullback.
There you
Kind
go.
of like Ricard, with Baltimore. So we'll see how that goes. That's going to be interesting. They have got Ladd McCarkey that they drafted from Georgia to add to Palmer at wide receiver. The Raiders, as you've already said, has a totally unserious quarterback room. Minshew starting. When they beat us on Christmas Day, they still O'Connell was playing quarterback, and he could not complete a pass. He has 0 completions in like the last 2.5 quarters. I mean, not 5 yards downfield, not behind the line of scrimmage. He could not complete a pass at all. They do have a very good offensive line. They're going to run heavy. They're going to kind of look like Baltimore. They're going to come at you running heavy. The Raiders are. So in this game, I've got the Chargers winning and covering.
Oh, Chargers winning and
Yeah, I'm picking the Chargers. I got a lot of respect for Harbaugh.
I got you.
He hasn't forgotten how to coach. He'll pull something out of his head.
Good thing Harris is here to say you say that.
I guess one of the keys for LA will be how can they stop Max Crosby, the all-world defensive end that just terrorized people last year.
Yeah, and they got somebody on the other side too now. I forget who they picked up, but there is a pass rusher on the other side now.
Did they get the guy from the 49ers that Washington had? I believe Young.
Chase Young, yeah.
Yeah, Chase Young.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I believe they got Chase Young too. They got
Yeah.
Making notes.
I mean, to me, I understand. So the first game they want to play well for Harbaugh, but I just they lost Eckler, they lost the guy to Chicago. I'll take the Raiders straight up.
all right, Tim. Michael.
This is what the G-men are wearing this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Really?
I
Yeah.
know. I'm getting used to it. A lot of us Giant fans don't like it. By the way,
They all. This is the music. This is the music they should be playing when they come out on the field.
They already have their old 19.
The Texans new
They
look.
already going to have one of their old uniforms.
I don't have a problem with
I like
Texans,
it.
but that
The one with the
New York
foot-
Giant
that's from the
uniform, it looks
football.
like those are the
He's
clowns.
going to make it like Al Bundy.
So what, Mike, tell us who's going to win this Raiders Chargers game.
I'll tell you who's going to win this Raider Charger game. The fans. You know, you got all the Sophie fans, you got all the Raider fans, but that's not going to be the most exciting thing going to be happening in Sophie this year. People are going to watch. They're going to get practice. They're going to turn Sophie from a football stadium into a swimming pool for the Olympics. Anyway, is Herbert playing?
Yes.
That makes it even harder for me to choose this game. To me, this is a typical AFC West matchup. Brian, you know these games, don't you? Right? And how close usually are AFC West games? Especially if the teams, in my opinion, look kind of even. It's going to go down to the bitter end. A field goal is going to do it. So since it's it's a plus in my game, it's 3.5. What do you got? 4.5?
3.5. So you'll take the Raiders.
I will take the Raiders. The game will be decided by a field goal.
And who straight up who wins?
Who cares?
Now you got to pick.
I got to pick a winner in this one.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, I'm an Antonio Pierce fan from the day, so I got to go with the Raiders. And just to let you know, Cincinnati 10, Houston 1 in the third inning.
The Chargers signed their kicker, Dicker.
Yes.
The Carrie Underwood
He
fan.
got a big contract too, I heard.
I'm like this. When the 49ers hired Harbaugh, they were this far from the top. The Chargers hired Harbaugh, they're this far from the bottom. That's a hell of a difference. And this team is not what the 49ers were when he walked into that. No. This team is going to have its growing pains. They're not a 500 team, folks. The Raiders win. They win. I give it points up. I mean, I'll take the points. The Raiders will win this thing straight up. They win a game on the road here. Okay, we go to Brian.
Going fast.
Brian, the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys heading to Cleveland. Cleveland is a 2.5 point favorite. Go for
Okay.
it.
Of course, the Cowboys were 12-5 last year, and they've signed their guys. Finally signed CD Lamb. I think Jerry Jones is getting senile. You know, he said he's all in, and then a week after that, he says he's the best GM. Really? The Cowboys never signed somebody to help them out as far as free agency. When has he done that? Their defense is 5th in 2023. I don't think their defense is going to be as good coming up. They lost Armstrong from their defensive line.
Yep.
The offensive line's got holes.
Who's their D coordinator now?
I don't know, but I think McCarthy, the head coach, is going to be on the hot seat.
He's on the hot seat.
Yeah, he's
Here's what
definitely.
I have to say.
No doubt about it.
Okay, Cleveland, they're still waiting for their quarterback, Deshaun Watson. I don't know if he's ever going to come up to what they hoped he'd be, but they signed Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Jameis!
I kind of like Jameis Winston. I think he's decent. He's good in the clubhouse, and he can play. They signed Jerry Jeudy. I don't think Chubb is going to be back very soon.
No, he's on the pup list, so he's out 4 weeks.
At least 4 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, I'm still kind of worried. I've got Cleveland beating the 2.5 point favorites. I have them covering and winning in this game.
All right. Tim.
The Cowboys defensive coordinator is a former Vikings head coach, Mike Zimmer.
Zimmer,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Zimmer.
Okay. So
Blind man's bluff.
there are things that work against the Browns. Number one being opening day. I believe they've only won 3 times since 1999 on opening
Last
day.
year was one of them.
Last year being one of them. And they've
Yeah.
tied once too.
Yeah.
Number 2, no continuity between Watson. I don't care if it's even for a series. In fact, he probably didn't practice that much with him either.
Yep.
And the third part is that I don't see Jerome Ford doing anything that he did previously. Plus, the offensive line's a little bit in shambles because I think Wills is out. It's not at its optimal,
Right.
the way it could be. So, given all this and the fact that Tom Brady's going to stink up the place now, Huntington Bank State Field, because they just signed a 20-year deal for the Browns. So it won't be Cleveland Browns Stadium, it'll be Huntington Bank Field.
Huntington Bay.
Bank. So give me the Cowboys to win. And of course, straight up.
All right.
Yep.
Michael.
Oh, here we go. Jamie, the 85-year-old man, he's got to find a way. He's going to drop dead during this season. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, my God.
He's already living in me. You know, you got freaking Dak is back. Who cares? I'm glad I don't listen to the fan.
I'm sure he cares.
I'm dealing with Giant fans, and then coming up is my commentary about you know who when he comes around. But Jimmy, this team is a freaking disgrace. You got Dak Attack, you got Dizzy Dez who's back. Who cares? Okay, now. Mr. Brown, I have a question. I heard a rumor that Boyney is now gone from the 50-yard line.
I believe that is correct.
So what are they going to use
Brownie.
for the 50-yard line?
Brownie.
Probably just the helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, man, why? Brownie the Elf was a hero. Oh, my God. And
60
I
years ago,
also
yeah,
have,
he was.
and I also, people say I should be a coach. Oh, nice play on that. Watching the Mets.
Well, I've said that many times, Michael.
Here's the way to get Deshaun Watson ready. You get about 7 or 8 chicks. You make him sign a contract saying that he's not gonna sue. You're not going to sue Deshaun during the week of practice. He can practice for a while, and then he can go on and try to hit on these girls, okay? And I'll call them chicks. And they can't sue him, and he can't go to jail and nothing. Maybe that's the way to motivate him. Meanwhile, at the fact, Dallas has got to play on a grass field. That's not going to be fun for them. I take Cleveland.
Oh, okay. No. I'm sorry, folks. Just the Browns.
And the opinions stated are just fine. Don't write me notes.
The Browns are still the Browns. I'm with Tim here. Come on, until we see their quarterback prove that he can carry the team consistently. Cowboys are the better team, man. They are the better team. I'm not getting them to win that division against the Eagles. They're going to win 10-plus games. They're that good. 2.5 points, you're going to give them to me? Cowboys win straight up. I don't have a problem with that. Keith.
I just want to. Who's Dallas's running backs? Ezekiel? Is that all they got?
He's their main.
Yeah, they robbed the nursing home.
He's their number one.
Way up in the middle of the air.
I think they can pass the ball. I don't know if they're going to get much out of him.
Giddy.
Dallas's defense. God,
Dalvin Cook's the backup. He's old.
Okay, well, good luck with that. The Packers ran the ball so well against Dallas, even from the beginning of the game in the playoffs. McCarthy doesn't give me a lot of confidence. I think Prescott's going to have some games where he's going to light things up, but with Cleveland, their defensive line star, what's his name, Tim?
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett, yeah.
He might be draped on Dak a lot in this game if Dallas doesn't figure out some good blocking schemes.
Yeah.
Watson, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him, not a big believer in him either. If Dak has a real good game passing to his receivers, I can see Dallas winning this game. I don't know if he'll have the time, and I don't think they're going to have the complementary running game they're going to need. So I'm going to say Cleveland's defense is going to cause enough mistakes from Dallas's offense that they can win an ugly and sloppy Week 1 game. Not real high scoring. Cleveland wins it.
All right.
By the way, what happened to Rico Dowdle? He's listed on ESPN as their number 2.
Were they favored, Cleveland?
Yes.
Cleveland 2.5 point favorite.
I'll say they cover it.
Brady's game, right?
Yes, that is Brady's game.
Oh my God! Turn off the sound. Thank God for the.
Tim, you're talking about trends don't favor Cleveland on opening day, only winning 3 games.
Yeah.
The Chiefs and Ravens have something going on. The Ravens win the Super Bowl every 12 years, and 2025 is their due. They won 2001 and 2013, and now 2025.
Yeah.
Tim, Commanders, brand new quarterback. Pretty much the rest of their team is almost still intact. Going to the Buccaneers. They didn't turn over a whole lot of stuff. They turned over a little bit. Bucks 3-point favorites at home. Tim.
And here's where Austin Eckler went, and they have Terry McLaurin, who, of course, being a Buckeye, I have to give him a little bit of regards.
E-I-E-I-O.
Yeah.
What are you swinging at, you idiot?
Hang
Sorry,
tight to
Cass Chisholm.
Yeah. Wow. So 3 for
3. Tampa's favored by 3 at home.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty much a pick 'em game.
Yeah, it is. I think Tampa will possibly turn the ball over less than Washington. So give me Tampa and the points.
And you'll give up your points.
I'll give up the points for them. Yeah.
All right, Michael.
I want you guys to know. Oh, Jazz just called the timeout. I have decided to buy myself a Washington Commanders cap. It will.
And you're
debut.
going to probably sit on it.
I'm hoping it debuts next week. I got it on sale. Okay, and it's the nice W that I like.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Baker's back for Tampa Bay. Washington has changed not only their team, their offense, their defense, their coaching staff, their ownership, even the name of the stadium is changed. Oh my God. They're gonna have so much change the fans won't even know what the hell hit them.
What is the name of the stadium now?
Unfortunately, and I will say unfortunately, it's a Tampa Bay win.
Is it Oracle Field? No, what did they change it to? I forgot.
Not FedEx anymore, huh?
No, I think FedEx.
No,
I think FedEx.
Some telephone, some company.
I don't think it's Verizon either. I don't forget what it was, bottom. But it's not AT&T. We know
It
that
was
much.
FedEx Field, and
Yeah,
now
well.
it is something Field. But give me Tampa Bay this week. Tom's not there. Baker's there. He's got a good team.
Hold
Give
on
me
for
the
a second.
bucket. Give me
I'll
the
tell you.
Buccaneers.
I think Tim's looking it up. Yeah.
What's up? What's going on?
Washington
What's
Commanders
Washington Stadium name
home
now?
field.
I was saying that the Commanders have changed everything.
Northwest Stadium.
Oh yeah, the airline. That's right.
Northwest
The
Stadium.
airlines. Oh, they can
You know
fly,
what?
fly and lose.
This is what I'm going. I'm going on an island by myself here. I liked Washington's offensive line last year. I liked their defensive line last year. Defensive backs sucked a little bit. They got to get better, and I think they did get a little bit better. I'm going with this kid quarterback. Something tells me Washington comes out the gate slinging this week, and I just think they're going to find a way to beat this team. Give me 3 points. That's fine too. Straight up, Washington wins, and obviously, if you're giving me points, I take it as well. Keith.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping Daniels is a real exciting quarterback for them. I mean, I know he's capable of throwing some really good balls and it seems like he's got fairly good skills at reading defenses. They added some skill position players, and Eckler being one of those that they brought in from the Chargers. I think they had an incredibly good draft, and I think that Sainristil will be a good addition for them as a nickel and dime type of cover guy. And supposedly he's a very intelligent player too, so maybe he can kind of direct things out there. And the continuity thing, though, as Michael was talking about, that clearly favors the Buccaneers. So I just don't know if Washington's going to all be on the same page yet. I like the changes they've made, though, and I think as the season goes along, Washington will get better and better, provided that Daniels can stay healthy and mature out there. I think he's got a chance of being a real surprisingly good quarterback this year. I don't know that I would pick him to be my offensive rookie of the year because I do have doubts about the offensive line and what they are going to do to protect him. But with the continuity factor, Tampa Bay being at home, I'm not a real big believer in Baker Mayfield, but I'm going to go ahead and say Tampa capitalizes on a couple of key mistakes and finds a way to win this game and cover the spread.
All right. Brian.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm very high on Daniels at quarterback, and he couldn't have a better situation. He's got Cliff Kingsbury as his OC, who is a quarterback whisperer. He's the one that developed Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
They added on their offensive line. They added Nick Allegretti from the Chiefs. He played right guard for the Chiefs. Started right guard in the Super Bowl. The morning of the Super Bowl, Allegretti's wife had twins that morning. And then somewhere in the second quarter, he sprained his right elbow, but did not come out of the game. He played the rest of that game with an injured arm and did well. So you're getting a very tough kid.
Better than you know who.
Yeah.
On the offensive line.
Yeah, I think he's got a chance to be very electric.
They also added Dorrance Armstrong from the Cowboys. I like him a lot on the defensive line. Sam Ristall, as a defensive back, he wouldn't cover Marvin Harrison when he was at Michigan. He didn't cover Marvin Harrison when they played Ohio State. So I think he has limited. I don't know if they'll have him cover big receivers, but the lower ones he'll take care of. I'm kind of high on. That's all new at Washington. They're going to run a spread offense with a running quarterback. I'm looking forward to watching that. Tampa Bay, as y'all said, is pretty much the same team they were last year. They were good, but I'm picking Washington to cover and win this game.
Okay.
What do you expect out of Mayfield this year, Brian?
Last year he had his best year, so I don't have any reason to believe he's going to fall off. He's comfortable with his coaching around him. But sometimes when you keep everybody together and nobody is threatened, it doesn't always stay as good as it was.
Right. Yeah. If you don't put a little push to them. Yep,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Michael, Sunday night game. This could be one of the best games of the week. The Rams are traveling to Detroit. So these two teams get to play again. Rams, well known for that trade they made, go to Detroit. Detroit is a 3.5-point favorite. Go for it, Michael.
I'm gonna say now that this is the team in blue with Dan Campbell and his commercials that he does on Detroit TV. They're going to be the team that could be in the Super Bowl. Okay. Does anybody here watch Good Morning Football?
I don't. I'm at work.
Sometimes I do.
Not yet. I might start watching it, but not this early on.
Do you know the stat of the day for today? The
I didn't watch.
stat of the day was Peter Schrager. Peter Schrager from whatever, the NFC, whatever, from
NFL Network.
Football, he has correctly predicted the last 5 Super Bowl winners before the season started. And this is the team he's picking this year. And I don't care about Matthew Mafford. We don't have to worry about pizza. So, and the crowd in Detroit, they're also going to be Paseco because they're going to raise that banner and they're going to be so happy. So give me the Lions, give me the 3.5, 4.5, whatever points. And
You got to give them up. You got to give up for
my
3.5.
Super Bowl pick to go against the Chiefs.
You're giving up points, Michael.
Yeah, you're giving up points there. Yeah, you're giving up.
Yeah,
3.5.
I'll take Detroit and give up 3.5.
Okay.
I won't. I like the Rams in this ball game, but not straight up. I think this is going to be a last-second field goal, maybe 27-24, something like that. The Rams have enough offense to keep them in this game. I think the Lions' defense has been so overrated. Aiden Hutchinson's good. Yeah, he's really good. But, man, their defensive backs, you've been able to beat them. They are beatable. That's a team. It's still a team that's just, I think, on the precipice of going to the Super Bowl. They may go this year. I'm not going to say they won't, but they haven't showed us yet that they could do it. The Rams in the past have shown they could do it. The Rams have a great offense. They're going to keep this ball game close. Detroit wins it. Rams, I'll take a 3.5, though. I think it's that close. Give me the points. Keith.
Yeah, Rams showed that they got some weapons at wide receiver last year. I think they did okay on the running game too, and their defense seems to be starting to plug in some good talent. Now they got Jared Verse there. I think he might be the defensive rookie of the year. I think the Rams could even win that division. My thought is the 49ers are going to slip a little bit this year. They're still going to be a good team, but I think the Rams might take a step up and be a little bit better than them this year. I look for the Rams to win this game, and it's not because I disrespect Detroit. I think they will be a team that's going to be really tough this year and could make a deep playoff run. But just to get the season started, I just like the Rams to go in there. They lost there in the playoffs this year. I think they'll just get off to a good start, though, and take a good first step. So I'm going to go with the Rams and even up, straight up.
Brian.
Both these teams had good drafts last year, and both of them are trying to address issues that they've had. Detroit drafted 2 outstanding defensive backs to fix their defensive backfield. They got Terry and Arnold, and then they got Eric Rakestraw from Missouri. Rakestraw is a good cover guy, and he will hit you too. And then on the other hand, the Rams, they're going to have to hope their draft picks come through. Jared Verse, huge fan of him. Braden Fisk, I think he's from Clemson, defensive line. And then Cameron Kitchens, a safety. So both teams are trying to beef up their defense. Detroit got Jack Campbell, linebacker, last year, and Hutchinson the year before that. So this is going to be a premier game. The fans in Detroit are really going to be psyched for this game. It's going to be loud, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be a good one. I have
What was
got
the name of that receiver they had that for the Rams last year? That first year receiver, whatever that.
Okay.
Huh?
Puka.
Puka, yeah.
Puka.
He's good.
And hopefully they'll get a healthy season out of Cooper Kupp. Kyron Williams was outstanding running back, and then they added Blake Corum from Michigan to back him up. I've got Detroit winning this game. I think Ross St. Brown had a great year last year, but I think there's even more that he can contribute.
Who
So,
was the other Missouri defensive back? And
Do
Eric
they
Rakestraw.
cover? Do you have them
Rick
covering
Robertson.
3 and a half?
Yeah, I have him covering also.
Okay.
Cover and straight up.
Gotcha. Tim.
Well, I mean, yeah, this could, I don't know if this will be Chiefs Rams Monday Night Football. Both teams score 50 points, but I wouldn't be shocked if both teams hit the 30s. Because got the quick hitter running back for the Lions.
well,
Yeah.
Goff was in that game.
What's that?
Goff was in that game.
Yes, he was. So, only because they're the home team, I'll go with the Lions.
All right. And you'll give up the points?
Yes.
All right. We have the final game of the week, folks. Monday Night Football. We got the Jets traveling to San Francisco to play the 49ers. 49ers, 4.5-point favorites. Starts with me right here. Look, the Jets can have all the defense you want to have. They got number 8 behind them, and he played 4 downs last year. That's not going to be a difference. 49ers, the best team in the NFC. I'm going to tell you right now, they're the best team in the NFC. Nobody. I think they're going to play Miami in the Super Bowl, and I think they're going to blow them out. I think this is best team in football. I think they're capable of winning 15 games. I ain't sold on the Rams or the Cardinals or the Seahawks. None of them winning 7 games this year. This team is going to boom, 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 get in there. 49ers, 40 points this week. They're going to make a statement. They're easily win this ball game by 25 points. It's over with at halftime. 49ers.
That's a Brock and Purdy bold
Statement.
prediction there, Rob. I think the 49ers win this one. Rodgers is good, but coming off that kind of injury, I don't know. And he's been around. He's been around now for quite a while. He got some good athletes there. That's another coach, though. That Saleh. Is that how it's pronounced?
Salah. Robert Salah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, Salah.
they got some good athletes on that team if they can stay healthy. The running back showed some things. And then they got a defensive back, is it, that was
Sauce.
Sauce
Gardner.
Gardner.
So, I mean, there's some talent there. I don't think they're as deep in talent as the 49ers. I do think the 49ers will not be quite as strong as they were a year ago, though. And I know McCaffrey is a good player. I just don't know if the hits are going to start adding up on him a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to go with the 49ers to win this one, though. And I think
4.5.
Yeah, they'll cover that.
Straight up. Okay, straight up. You like them too. All right, Brian.
Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old. I'm gonna fall off the couch if he retires at halftime. But what's going to happen first? Is Jerry Jones going to die of senility first, or Aaron
I think
Rodgers
Jerry,
retire?
Evie will die first.
The Jets, when they came here for the draft, their fans, they got Aaron Rodgers. Their fans, I saw lots of Jets fans for the draft walking around Kansas City
Keep the sympathies.
in their Jets jersey. They all have big smiles on their face. They all were so looking for that season, man. And I was kind of sorry when Rodgers got hurt, because I kind of wanted to see him play too. But the Jets, I'm not sure they fixed their offensive line. They've got 3 new starters. They drafted Olu Fashanu from Penn State. I think he's pretty good. But they're
You froze up, Brian.
Yeah, Brian
So-
froze up.
did I freeze up?
Yeah.
Now you
Yeah,
good.
okay, you're back now. You're back.
You're back.
Okay. Sold on the Jets offensive line yet. They got 3 new starters. Fashanu was a draft.
Shoot, he froze up again.
He did freeze up again.
Key players are back. The key players, Brees Hall is good. Garrett Wilson. So they're going to put on a show. They're going to win some games, but they're not going to win Monday night. San Francisco is loaded. They've had a miserable offseason, with the holdouts, which they've got signed now, and then their number 1 draft pick getting
Good
shot.
shot. Yeah.
He actually showed up in the weight room today.
So
2 days
is everything
after
good
that
with
shot, I don't know if
Ayuk
he did.
and
Anything, he's going to be out for at least.
Ayuk resigned, I think.
Yeah, he signed an extension with them.
Yeah, he did. So 49ers, Brian, 4.5 points.
They're going to win and cover.
Oh, okay. Tim.
I'm gonna go a little bit. I go about halfway with you guys. The Bills did, or the Jets did show me something against the Bills on Monday night. So that even with, they are kind of ready for prime time, and plus they did finish off the season well. So early with the bump, with it being prime time and all that, it ain't gonna be as big a blowout as you say it will be, Rob. So I'm going to pick the 49ers to win, but not cover.
Wow, 4.5 points. You don't think they're good? Wow.
By 3 or 4.
4.5.
Well, okay. So they can win by 3 or 4, right?
Yes.
That's all I'm going to pick them to win by. So I think the Jets will
Wow.
cover.
Okay. Michael.
Oh, this is what I had to deal with this week on the phone calls. The New York Football Jets. They stink. I don't know who's going to be worse, them or the New England Patriots, okay? They're going to be on national TV. What happens to the Jets when they're on national TV? They lay a freaking goose egg. They're not going to get
there
cut out.
goes that Bills game.
Over, under, probably be 7 on how many plays that Aaron Rodgers will set up for. Okay? What was it last year? 4, right?
Oh, 4 last year. Yeah, we played 4 games.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's gonna be more exciting to watch WWE and Joe Tessitore than it is to watch this football game. Okay? It's gonna be what did you say, Rob? This game's over by halftime?
Yes.
It might be over by halftime, but it'll definitely be over by the third quarter. 49ers in a row.
All right.
All
so can
right.
I add something for you? You start, Rob. So
Yes.
for in case something happens, for those of you that have DirecTV or Uverse, there is a contract dispute with Disney, and so while the
Again.
game may not be on ESPN,
Mm-hmm.
you may be able to get away with watching it on ABC.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But if you live in New
last
York,
week,
you get the local
guys, I
channel.
went 10 and 12. Harris and Tim went 9 and 13. Michael and Brian went 8 and 14.
Oh, God.
But those 8 and 14 guys, Brian got his lock. Mike got his lock. Tim, Harris and myself, we didn't get our locks.
That's funny.
And Keith wasn't with us. So what we'll do, we'll roll dice, and the low man between me, Keith, and Tim will draw first. We'll get to pick first.
I should have to go last because I wasn't here.
So
Yeah.
the ones that did get it right, they will get to go last this week. So let's see.
Well, I'll go last because I wasn't here.
Doesn't matter.
No matter.
I got a 45. Low number wins. 20 for Keith and 90 for Tim. So it'll be Keith, me, then Tim. Then
Okay,
let's see,
and this is with the spread.
Brian's 99. That looks good for you, Mike. 47. So Mike can get to go first of the winners. You can take pro or college with spreads. It's what's going to happen. And you'll get to go first. I'll go second. Tim will go third. Mike will go fourth.
All right.
And Brian go fifth. And Harris, by not being here, will go sixth. I will record his. So first off, do you want college or pro, my friend?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with a pro game.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Wow. The game we just talked about, I have to go with the 49ers. It's not for like one of those things we were talking about earlier, the elimination.
The lock
eliminator.
is in. He's got it. The lock is on the 49ers with Keith. Comes to me next. Man, geez. I got like 3 I could take. So a couple of them scare me though. So I'm gonna take the safe route. I think I'm gonna take the safe route anyway. I'm gonna take Iowa over Iowa State. I'm giving up 3 points. I'm okay with that. I will do that. Iowa. That's my lock of the week. Tim, which way are you going to go, my friend?
This is kind of going to sound a bit kind of contrarian because I am wearing the shirt of the team, but I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Browns.
Yeah. Tim takes Dallas, and he will take 2.5
You must
points.
be one of
as
these
well.
people that has a solid belief. If you come out strong against your Browns, they'll make you look bad and win.
If that happens, okay.
Michael,
Work will be a lot better to
You
deal
know,
with on Monday.
what's Mike doing?
I
now?
was gonna take team. I'm gonna say a mystery team.
I thought he was going to jump out the window there and show us, man.
I was gonna take Liberty, but
I'm just
Liberty's
glad he
not on the
didn't.
schedule.
we
So,
didn't have Liberty this time. No,
yeah.
we didn't take Liberty.
But you know who I'm going to go with? I really believe that Buffalo is going to pitch some kind of a great game against the Arizona Cardinals. The
All
Bills.
right. Okay. Michael takes. He'll take the Bills,
I'll
and that
take the
is
Bills.
his lock of the week. Brian, you got your Chiefs.
I'm going to take Houston.
Go take Houston. Oh, okay, the Texans.
That was a good pick.
I don't think that's a bad pick at all. Brian says,
Are we going to do
Real
survivor pick? We're going to do survivor picks?
yeah. Now, folks, for the first time ever on the channel,
Ever.
we're going to do survivor picks. Survivor picks means we're going to have 17 weeks, and you cannot pick the same team twice.
Oh,
Now,
elimination
Oh,
time.
this is just straight up, though.
This is
just straight. Is this straight up, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight up. But you can also follow the next person behind you if you want to go with that pick as well. Okay? We'll just start with different people every week. We're going to start with Brian, and we'll go all the way around to Keith. So, Brian, this week, your survivor pick is
My survivor pick is the Buffalo Bills, which would mean I can't pick, for the rest of the season, I can't pick Buffalo.
all right. So, Brian takes Buffalo. All right. Tim. And he
I
can
said
take
that.
Buffalo as well. You can take Buffalo as well if you want to.
Nope.
But who do you like this week, Tim? that you cannot take the rest.
Oh, also let's keep the survivor picks to the NFL. Is that okay?
That's
Yeah, we'll just keep them to NFL only. Yes, yeah, it have to because that way we can't pick the same team twice, and it wouldn't be like it's so many good teams in college now, and you can pick it and stay easy. So you got to be an NFL pick, Tim.
The New Orleans Saints over the Panthers.
All right, New Orleans Saints. All right, Michael.
The Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee.
Over the Bears, huh?
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll let Keith go now. Go ahead, Keith. I'll go last.
Okay.
I still got to kind of look over it anyway. I hadn't looked at who I like yet. So
Well, boy, when you're threatened with the idea of losing
right on
being
week
low,
one.
I lost week 2 of my pool last
just put a
year.
lot of
Don't worry
faith
about
into myself. All right, I'm down to 2 teams. I'll go with the Bills.
Buffalo.
Ryan
I
did.
got you. I got you. I think Buffalo could probably pull some win off somewhere else along the way. I don't know about that. Oh man, who do I like? Oh man,
Looks
don't
like
want to lose early on. That's for sure. Oh man,
you don't watch AEW, do you, Tim?
yeah, he can answer. Go for it, Tim. That's fine.
Oh, I was about to sneeze.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
I follow the highlights on Facebook pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? I'm not sold on this team, but man, it's such a line. I got to take them this week. I'm going to take Cincinnati. I'll take the Bengals
Well, it's
Yeah, I
one of the
consider
seven-
that.
I was thinking about that too.
because
that was the other team that I was.
That's a good point.
yeah, I'm taking the Bengals. You're going to give me 9 points. I mean, they're already a 9.5 point favorite. I think they're good for the win. I think they're good for 3-point win at least, and maybe more than that. But all they got to do is win straight up. Folks, we've had you here for a little over 2 hours. Like I say, tonight dedicated to my father, Bud. He passed away Sunday morning after a long illness. I do appreciate all the well wishes I've gotten, emails, text, everything. We appreciate it. The whole family does. My mom and my wife do, and I'm sure my dad appreciates it as well. Keith and Harris were fortunate enough to meet my dad, and they knew what kind of character he could be. By that time in his life, he didn't kind of lost a lot of filter, and he was a lot of fun to be around. But that picture right there, that's when he was just had turned in his 60s and was going
I
camping a
enjoyed that
lot.
conversation with him about the Milwaukee Braves of the.
Oh yeah. He sat on the porch here the first time Keith ever came. Talked about the
Well, I was
Braves.
right there at the table. He was.
Oh yeah, and then
He was sitting to where you're left there, and I was sitting across from where you are.
every time we talked, he said, I got to go see Sasquatch. And about 30 miles away from here, they got a big old metal 8-foot Sasquatch in the middle of the woods. And he's kind of walking like this. And Dad was like, hey, Keith, look over there. Look at Sasquatch. And he kind of looked over there a little bit. And then all of a sudden you can see him. And, he knew what he was talking about. But Dad, he likes showing him off, even though he won't hours to show. We would go riding and he would see him, and he was just like, every time we went riding, I said, Dad, you want to go see Sasquatch? He said, yeah, but I want to see some bass too. So he loved going to see the wildlife, the bears, the turkeys.
And he really had fun talking about that monkey too.
Oh yeah. My uncle's little spider monkey, Gabe. My dad ran a restaurant. They kept Gabe in the drink room one time, and the bread man came. And the bread man had a big tray of bread and set it down. He Yeah, oh yeah, Gabe took a chunk out of him. So yeah. I remember he told my dad no uncertain words, Bud, that damn monkey goes or you go. One of the two. So yeah, from now on, Dad had to go out there and go get the bread every time the bread truck ran. That was the early 70s. I was a little boy, but yeah. I couldn't get close to him because he would. Dad, here's one for you, my friend. Love you. For Keith, for Brian, for Tim, for Mike,
Yo.
we thank you, Harris. He lost electric. Love you, Dad. Have a great one.
See you next week, guys.
Bye-bye.
Good luck in your picks.
All right.